Go sit down, baby. Are we live? I said, are we live? Welcome to the Minister Brother Derrick Show. And I am Minister Brother Derrick. I just want to say that I love Jesus. And that's the title of this song. I love you, Jesus. We'll follow you wherever you lead us. That's the wrong copy. The right copy is in here. You'll hear the difference. That was the wrong copy. Welcome to the Minister Brother Derrick Show. And I am Minister Brother Derrick. I just want to say that I love Jesus. And that's the title of this song. I love you, Jesus. We'll follow you wherever you lead us. I love you, Jesus. Don't let the devil deceive us. Can't get enough. I love my Jesus. But people say to keep it real. But here's the deal. If you're not saved, you're missing out. If you're not born again, your future is in doubt. Your body wasn't made to last. When your time comes, it will be reduced to ash. Your flesh will rot, but your life will not. You know your soul will go on forever, so you better realize that you need God, or you will be surprised by the pain of a flame that never goes out. The pits of hell, where the heat swells up, there's no relief. Not for a moment of peace. The agony and cry never cease. And someone in the background singing, burn, baby, burn. This isn't normal. Burn, baby, burn. I'm gonna walk in and burn. No. But seriously though, this will happen. If Jesus come back and find you napping. See, no one knows the time of day. But if you follow the word, it won't matter anyway. Because in heaven, no one will ever be sick or shed a tear. So in this realm, I show no fear. What you gonna do? Kill me? Make me a martyr? Give me a head start? Put me on the fast track? So keep macking, keep stacking, keep on shacking up. But get caught napping and the jig is up. And I just want to say, I love you, Jesus. Follow you wherever you lead us. I love you, Jesus. Don't let that devil deceive us. I love you, Jesus. If you think that witnessing to your neighbors is weird, think of foreign countries with factories with idols over there. Nations of people who don't know God, only biblical characters like a Alabama or Zaw. Most Americans believe in one Lord, one superior being. Christians should be born of souls by the million, but we spend our time fulfilling the desires of our flesh. We won't give Jesus our best effort, but we ask for blessings that we don't deserve. And you wonder why prayers are not heard. In church, you put down those you really admire. You know you have a desire to make that easy money, drive the fancy car, you feel like a star. When you enter the bars or clubs, deep down your spirit isn't for God deceive us. I love you, Jesus. We'll follow you wherever you lead us. Let the Holy Spirit lead us. And one more time. I love you, Jesus. All right, y'all, let's get it. Let's get to the Bible study. No, we'll do the Bible study tomorrow. I'm not feeling it. That was some bull crap, what happened tonight. The whole day has been bull crap. Every time I want something for myself, I can't get it. I wanted a mask, a regular mask. And I get somebody to help me get one. And I order it. And somebody asked me for the link. And the link don't work. So I go back to eBay. And that person ain't there. Then I go look in my purchase history. My purchase is grayed out. Only a tracking number there. Says this person been taken down. I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody scammed me for $11? So sat on the phone with eBay for 4 hours. They never answered the phone. It kept me on hold. So I kept sending messages to the seller, telling him I'm going to the FBI. I'm going to go to my state. I'm going to go to the Better Business Bureau in my state, and we're going to keep the pressure on. I know where you're at in California. So finally the guy respond, and he's like, keep looking tonight. You'll see that I bought it in. On eBay, you can't get your money until you provide a tracking number. So that's California time. They 3 hours back. So it's about 7:24. Now I'm assuming the post office, I don't know what time they close in California. But he said tonight he would deliver it. I just looked and it wasn't there. So we might have to wait 10 days before we can even file a dispute, and then wait another 6 or 7 days before we can get our money back. I'm not happy about that. Hopefully the guy will ship it. He claims that eBay took it down, that he didn't do nothing wrong. Now I have noticed that on the mask, I've put some on my watch list and they vanish off. I got stuff from last year still on my watch list. But every time I put a mask on there, it vanished. It could be some validity to what he says. This dweeb that keeps stalking us actually used the Streamlabs. Remember how we was gonna get the mug? He actually made shirts with my likeness on them. Apparently he went on my Facebook. So I noticed that one of his channels is live. So I go in there. The idiot give me a wrench. I'm in there laying him out. And he's saying the same thing over and over again. Another follower comes in there and he times her out. Dude only had 2 people in the chat. One of his channels and me. I came in the chat, he went up to 4. That must have really hurt his ego. But anyway, we're not going to waste our time fooling with that troll anymore. Because he doesn't offer any bite back. Number 3, sitting on eBay all day not getting no answer. Time flew. I mean, it was 11 o'clock. Then we looked up, it was daggone 7 o'clock. But I hurried up and got the scooter down steps and put it together and jumped on, and we made it down there with 13 minutes to spare before the pharmacy closed. On the way down there, we hit a bump, and it didn't even look like a big bump. We hit a bump and the phone jumped off out of its cradle and threw itself on the ground. And of course, it smashed the lenses. So if y'all watch that video, you can't see nothing from the front because the lens is cracked. So now, that's our live streaming camera. So now, no live streaming. And I left that camera at home. I said I was going to not take it. So I'm not looking retarded with the helmet on my head. And what's the devil answer? Well, we're going to take the other camera from you. You don't want to look retarded. You don't want to wear the mask you got and look crazy. We're going to scam you. You don't want to wear the camera on your head and look silly. We're going to take the other one and make you put it back. Some people got their stimulus money today. I wish mine would have came. So now we got to wait for the stimulus to get a new camera. That camera did not have the right, it didn't have the right mount. It's supposed to screw on to the mount. But remember, we have the backpack thing where it clenches it. And y'all saw it was sliding down when we went to the pantry. It doesn't have, you know, the mount screw thing in it, where you put it on and you twist it around and it stays solid. It doesn't have that. But we've been lucky so far. It hadn't dropped anything. So what was so special about tonight? And it fell off that one time. It didn't fall off no more times. It hadn't fell before. I had it in my head, on my head in that mount. It ain't never came off. Why did it come off today? So they had all them deals on the 360 camera in the past couple months. Now I bet you there ain't one deal on eBay. I guarantee you, there's not one deal. The penguin, there was a penguin for $40. It's usually $120. I'll let y'all talk me out of it. I bet you we can't even find a penguin. I bet you we can't find it. I'm very, I'm dejected right now. Well, that's what you think. I think it's something different. Because I noticed that we got 103 views last night. And it's down to 93. In the show we did beforehand, we had 187. And that's down to 150 something. Somebody said that's karma. That's not karma. That's the devil being desperate. That's why it kept me from going live today. Distracted all day. Messing around with dumb stuff. And how did he do it? Because I wanted something for myself. I just wanted a simple mask. So now we got no mask and we got no camera. Now we can fix it. But why should we have to? Why is it that our stuff keep breaking for no reason? Pedal fell off the bike for no reason. Seats and broke on the bike for no reason. It's always something. The back panel on a scooter broke for no reason. I glued it back on, and somebody tried to kill me coming down the steps, and I knocked it off. I glued it on and waited 25 minutes to let it dry. We get all the way up to the top of the hill, and I run over something, and I say, well, let me check to see if the panel fell off. It's not there. That panel, even though we let it set for 25 minutes, glued, that panel didn't make it past the mailbox at my house. And we had to drive all the way back down to pick it up and then drive all the way back to the market. And I'm just sitting there like, whatever. You just keep doing what you got to do, whoever doing this, and we just going to keep beating it. We just going to keep beating you. So like I said, we're going to do the Bible study tomorrow. What we need to do is find a camera. Because I'm not going to rest until I find another camera. I was thinking about going to the market, getting up. What's going on here? What are you doing? I didn't actually do anything. See, there you go, doing what you want to do. I'm not controlling none of my electronics. Everything is doing what it want to do. I didn't tell you to come on. All I'm doing is looking. It didn't turn itself on. Freezing everything up. All my electronics are turning on me. So what's taking so long? You gonna play this song or not? Really? That's what you doing? Let me hit a little revolution. I don't believe it. It froze again. You want to do it again? Here we go, come on. Let's try a different program. I ain't got enough time to research it. Ooh. 588. Oh, heck no. No deals. Nope. I don't see none, y'all. This is getting depressing. I don't see no deals. I don't see no deals. Same old crap. I don't see no deals. I'll start worrying myself. I can't find one. There ain't no deals. Everything is high as a mother. Even the cheapy cheaps is high. All right, let's try this then. Maybe it's still here. I doubt it. I thought it was still here. Is it still here? No, can't do nothing with that. I love how I type something in and everything else pop up. All right, I give up. Here I come, y'all. I'm coming back. They ain't got nothing for us. They ain't got no good news. All right, y'all. We're going to start the show in a second. Let me check and see if this dude kept his word and sent my mask. Can we get some good news on that? Can we get some good news on that? All right. Yeah, now we get ready to check the stats in a minute. I hope they haven't reset them yet. I hope they haven't reset the stats yet. I should have got on that first. Here we go. Did they reset them? Oh, they reset them. Boo. All right, so let's start this out. 644,089 total cases in the country. 644,000. We've had 28,529 deaths. 48,701 people have recovered. So out of the closed cases, which had an outcome, 63% were recovered or discharged from the hospital. 37%, 28,529 died. So let's look at the state of New York. 214,648 cases. They've had 11,586 deaths. New Jersey, 71,030, 3,156 deaths. Massachusetts, 29,918. They've lost 1,108 people. Michigan, 28,059. They've lost 1,921 people. California's lost 26,800. They got 26,838 cases. Total deaths 864. Pennsylvania 26,753. Total deaths 779. This ain't no fun without the other numbers. So we too late to look at that. Let's look at some links. Where am I at here? I had to sneak in a commercial, didn't you?
You know, Willie, guys, since Donald Trump was saying that China and President Xi were doing such an incredible job, at the same time, his own doctors and scientists were complaining that they were actually not cooperating at all, would send us no samples that we needed that would help us create a vaccine, start that process, or start a process to testing, while the president continued to praise China and said everything was going to work out well for the United States, something that he said, my God, he said that into March. Yesterday in New York City, we passed the 10,000 dead mark in New York City. And of course, well over 20,000 in the United States after Donald Trump said everything's going to work out well in January. He said, don't worry about it. It's going to magically go away in February. Going to go away in April. Was saying that in February and in March he was still saying, don't worry, we've got this all under control. Here we are in the middle of April when the president said this was going to magically go away. And we had our most number of deaths in April, the deadliest day. And now we're almost at 30,000 deaths, Willie.
Yeah, by the way, I do have a monitor, so I'm available for any reading that needs to come up.
Oh, I like it.
The show. But yes, the number yesterday is something we talked about actually in New York City just yesterday. You and I were talking about how we don't actually know the number of dead, and it's probably far greater than we think it is because, or at least than it has been reported, because people are dying at home. They're not dying in hospitals, and we got to look into some of those numbers yesterday. 3,000 deaths now have been recorded in the U.S. The number of new deaths tripled within 24 hours from more than 1,500 new deaths Monday to more than 6,000 yesterday. In the state of New Jersey, where projections had shown signs of improvement, the death toll jumped by more than 350 people. That is New Jersey's largest single-day increase since the outbreak began. That grim reality is similar now across the U.S., including in California, which reported its deadliest 24 hours. COVID-19 deaths gripping Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, spanning 61 deaths across that metro area. Louisiana's fight against the virus is similar. The growing hotspot now has become the fourth state to exceed 1,000 coronavirus deaths. The fatality rate there nearly doubled in the span of just one day. And as I said, New York City's death toll, Mika, exponentially shot up by more than 3,700 victims yesterday after officials included those who never tested positive for the virus while they were alive, but now are presumed to have died from it. Just that increase alone has boosted the total number of deaths in the U.S. nearly 17%. Already the virus epicenter of the world, New York City's towering death toll has now crossed 10,000. Despite noting a net decrease in total hospitalizations, Governor Andrew Cuomo tallied an additional 778 deaths to the state's staggering number. Governor Cuomo also vowed not to engage in a fight with President Trump over when to reopen New York State.
Sometimes it takes more strength, frankly, to walk away from a fight than engage it. The president will have no fight with me. I will not engage it. I've sat here every day for 44 years asking New Yorkers to remember that this is not about me, it's about we. This is no time for politics, and it is no time to fight. I put my hand out in total partnership and cooperation with the president. If he wants a fight, he's not going to get it from me. Period.
You know, we haven't talked a whole lot about politics, John Heilman, during this time. I mean, we didn't even talk about the Bernie endorsement of Joe Biden, which we'll get to later on today.
Along with Obama.
But let's, and Barack Obama yesterday, we'll get to that as well. But just the politics of this for Donald Trump are so bad, and it's not just because of the pandemic. And it's not even because of just all of the really stupid things he said from the very beginning. All the wishful thinking, the anti-science things that he said, the pro-China, the kowtowing to China and President Xi from the start. And then the next day calling it the Wuhan virus, and the next day kowtowing to President Xi again. Forget all that. It's the daily briefings. I mean, I don't think the media should run the daily briefings, but it's not because I'm afraid they're helping Donald Trump. They're not news, but they're actually hurting Donald Trump day in and day out. People see Cuomo. Even lifelong Republicans tell me, they look at Cuomo and they're like, God, there's a leader. Why can't Donald Trump stop tweeting? Why can't he shut his mouth? Why can't he just do his job? Obviously, those are all rhetorical questions. He can't do it. But he's really damaging his political standing by going out every day and engaging in clownish behavior. And that's, by the way, not conservatives. You can't be conservative and support Donald Trump. Trumpists are even saying that now.
Right. I mean, you think about it this way, Joe. You know you're on to something in a situation like this and criticizing Donald Trump when Lindsey Graham agrees with you. And you got someone like Lindsey Graham who never, as you know, after the years when he used to criticize Trump, once Trump became president, Lindsey Graham will never, ever say anything to get on the wrong side of Donald Trump. His job, his sole purpose in life is to curry favor with Donald Trump, to pump up Donald Trump and to inflate Donald Trump's ego and never say a cross word. Even Lindsey Graham is on the record now with reporters trying to send that message, you know, the SOS message with the blinking his eyes in the hostage video. He's trying to tell Donald Trump over and over again, you are screwing this up. These briefings are not working for you. All of your addictions. This one, the one to being in the constant spotlight, the fact that Trump, who used to stay away from that briefing room as if it was, as if it was the place that contained the kryptonite, he just never went in that briefing room. Now, once he discovered somehow he could go in there and command the stage for 2 hours a day, he's addicted to it. But even people like Lindsey Graham, is saying, you might want to do that once a week, buddy, because it's not helping you. And like I said, there's no world in which these briefings are helping Donald Trump. I mean, it's just he cannot help himself. Everyone around him is telling him stop, and he just cannot resist the lure of those cameras because the one thing he's right about, a lot of people are watching. The problem is the president doesn't understand that just the fact that a lot of people are watching doesn't mean that they're not watching and laughing at you or criticizing you or angry, turning away from you in disgust. They're watching, but that's not necessarily a winning hand.
They watch train wrecks too. I mean, they're horrified by that too. And it's like the kids in Willy Wonka, where they just keep eating and they keep blowing up. And the Democrats have to be like Gene Wilder in the first one. How about this part? Where Gene Wilder, as they're running the doors and doing things they're not supposed to be doing and blowing up, Gene Wilder going, no, don't. Stop. Well, Democrats have to be feeling that way because stop. No, please stop. Because he's destroying his chance of getting reelected by doing this every day. And Mika, he goes out there and he's scaring the hell out of voters every day by what he's doing. And then when he went out yesterday or the day before, I forget. I think it was the day before. And he sounded like Mussolini by saying, the power of the president is complete and I have complete, total authority. Rich Lowry with the National Review, who tries to play it, down the line as much as he can as a conservative, said it was the most reckless thing any president has likely ever said from the White House. And that's the National Review, and you also have people like Britt Hume talking about how reckless those statements are and how stupid those statements are. You have a lot of people that have done their best to defend Donald Trump when they can defend him and attack liberals when they can attack them, just finally giving up on Donald Trump in these press conferences. Donald, Mr. President, these press conferences are bad for America. They just are. But also, they're bad, actually, for your political standing. Your polls aren't dropping because of the asinine things you said. All you are. You show that by your words, you're not obsessed with Americans who are dying and suffering. You're not obsessed on making Americans safe. and letting them return to work. You're obsessed
Not
with
empathetic
yourself.
about the loss of life.
Yeah, but anyway.
Which is something that's sorely missing
It's why
in a
it's why it's
president.
damaging him politically.
Well, and I mean, you talk about Trumpists or, you know, Lindsey or Brit Hume, but I gotta think about the Trump supporter who works in a factory that is closed, whose wife might be feeling like she might have symptoms, who wants to get a test. And then they hear the president every night saying, we have more tests than any country in the world. We've done 3 million tests. But yet, when they call trying to get a test, there's no test. And they're scared. And they don't know when the next paycheck is going to come in. And they're watching these. They're not feeling like it's a clown show. They're feeling angry. They're feeling forgotten. These are Trump's people. They can feel this. They can see the lies for themselves.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on...
All righty. What y'all think? Trump took a beating on that one. They put something on him. That was rough right there. Guess he's gonna be calling them the fake news again tomorrow. Gonna call them the fake news. Come on with the commercial.
Personal bias to the way we do this. People who haven't noticed. I have an annoying personal habit that my children remind me of often, my staff too. They reminded me this morning. People love to give you their opinion on what they think. I think this, I think this. And I often will stop them and say, okay, before you tell me what you think, just give me the facts first, before your interpretation of the facts. So I like to start with just the facts. Just give me the facts. And that's what we do in this presentation. Here are the facts, no opinion, no filter. And then I'll give you an opinion, but I'll tell you what's my opinion versus the facts, not just the facts. It is an annoying personal habit because people want to tell you their opinion. I think this. I know, but tell me the facts first. Then we'll do your opinion. Total hospitalizations, click down. Still in the 18,000, but a click down. Good news. That's a fact. It's a fact that is good news, not my opinion. You see flattening of the curve, all these new expressions that we never used before. Plateau, flattening, rounding. Net change in hospitalizations, down. That's good news. 3-day rolling average, because remember, any one of these days of reporting, this is a new reporting system. It's imprecise. I wouldn't bet the farm on any one day's numbers, but a 3-day average starts to be a little more accurate. ICU admissions is down. That's good news. Intubations are down. That's very good news. Just on a real life level. When a person is intubated, they're on a ventilator, 80% of the people will never come off the ventilator or thereabouts. So that's good news. Little reality check. You still have, on a day-to-day basis, about 2,000 people who are being diagnosed with COVID. So we're out of the woods. No, we're still in the woods. The good news is we show that we can change the curve. Good news is, great news in my opinion, we can control the spread. That is great news. Because can you imagine if we couldn't control the spread? If we did all this and the spread kept going up. So we can control the spread. But you still have about 2,000 people a day who are new diagnosis coming into the hospital system. So it's still a serious public health issue. Lives lost yesterday, 752. which is the
Look at that.
news
Look at that,
of
y'all.
reality, day after day.
Every day is a
We hear
7
about
except
hopes and
for April
prayers.
12th.
You see 707 in hospitals, 45 in nursing homes. People are interested in those numbers and how those numbers are changing. But you see the terrible news has basically been flat over the past several days. Again, the number of deaths is a quote-unquote lagging indicator. It's almost disrespectful to put it in scientific terms. But these are people who were probably intubated, they were on a ventilator, and then again, period of time on a ventilator normally has a bad outcome. The total losses, total number of deaths the CDC changed guidelines on how they want information reported. They want deaths, and then another category of probable deaths, which is a new category that's done by the local Department of Health or the coroner. So we're going to rationalize those new reporting requirements with local governments and get that information out as soon as we can. We're also, since we have a little bit of a period to take a breath, we're going to contact nursing homes and facilities to find out if there were other people who passed from COVID who were not necessarily in a hospital or in a nursing home. Because there is a sense that there may be additional people who have passed away and they weren't included in the count because they weren't in a...
I'm sorry, I'm bored. Yeah, Naya, it's is he going to run for president in 2 years? 4 years. Why is he on TV every day? Sir, so Trump says we have 3 million people tested now. We up from 2. We got 3 million people. It's still 330 million in the whole country. I think 11 million people live in New York City, not the state. 11 million people. So you haven't even tested. If the whole country was 2 million, and there's 11 million people in New York City, what? You say you're not running? He ain't gonna win. He born it on what? He put me to sleep. Why is he on the air? At least Donald Trump entertaining. Why is this guy on the air? He dull, he's slow, he boring, and he telling you nothing. He ain't saying not one thing I was interested in. I'm not going to look at the stats for myself. He's not breaking them down. He should be on there. We need to shut New York City down. Please, I'm dying here. The people are dying. It's getting worse. I'm not going to come in now. Somebody talked to him and said, you've been going against the president. You need to calm down for your own political career. And he going to come on there. Yeah, I'm not trying to start no fight with the president. Man, somebody gave him a nice little talking to. If you ask me. He's trying to explain to you and justify a curve. All them days he showed, there was almost 800 deaths in New York City, except for one day when it was almost 7. All those days that he had up there, there was just one day. One day when it was 670 something. there are more people dead in New York City than it is in Spain, China, every other country but Italy. I think Italy and Germany. Is Italy and Germany or is Italy and Spain? I think New York has beat them out for deaths. One of our states beats out every country on the list except for Spain, Germany. Let's take a look real quick. I see now you just popped the link up. You would do that after I'm already in motion with the potion. I'm already in motion with the potion. So let's look. New York has 10,941 deaths. 10,941 deaths. Let's take a looky. 10,941 deaths. What other countries got 10,000 deaths? That's all I want to see. What other countries got 10,000 deaths? So, Spain has 18,000. The U.S. has 28. Italy has 21. France has 17. So we got more than Germany. That death tolls and went up. More than China, more than Iran, more than Turkey, more than anybody. One state, New York State. New York State has more deaths. This is a state we talking about. I didn't say the country. A state.
And the governor's reaction we heard a short time ago, Ron.
Yeah, Devin, this was supposed to go from noon until 2 p.m. Take a look behind me here. They are still lining the streets. They are still blaring the horns, many with signs saying that essentially liberty and the governor's executive order have little to do with each other. Horns blared as many draped themselves in the flag. Others waved flags from the roofs of their vehicles. There were boat trailers and business vehicles. The drone video from the Conservative Coalition, which organized this rally, shows a traffic jam like few here have seen at the Capitol. Organizer Matt Seeley wanted the governor to know,
this is government overreach on steroids, and we got to get back to just following the Bill of Rights, and people need to understand that an executive order is not the law.
Tracy Cross of White Cloud drove 2 hours to be here.
We want to end tyranny. We're tired of hearing the fear. We understand. We're sympathetic to people that do catch the virus and will have the virus, but it should not stop the economy. It should not stop people's lives from going forward.
Donna Coor of...
Y'all hear these two dweebs? I think they worthy of the song. This is an example why the toll keep going up. It's because of these whiny, moany, tissue soft dweebs. So, a 1 and a 2 and a dweeb. Dweeb, 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 dweeb. Dweeb, 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 dweeb. They such dweebs. It's even hard to believe that they such stupid dweebs. It's hard to conceive. These dweebs are so dumb. Sissy woman fighting high strong. They dweebs.
St. Clair employs 300 people, had to lay some of them off, and is deeply concerned about Michigan business.
We're afraid that another 2 or 3 more weeks is going to be devastating, and a lot of good people are going to be put out on the streets because their businesses are gone.
The governor so far is standing by her order.
I support your right to free speech, and I respect your opinions. I just urge you, don't put yourself at risk, and don't put others at risk either. I was really disappointed to see people congregating, not wearing masks. I saw someone handing out candy to little kids, barehanded. We know that this rally endangered people. We're all in this together. I'm the governor for all 10 million people of the state, whether you support all of the policies that I've championed or not. And we've got to all do our part.
Well, I really can't hear myself think here, Devin, but here is the bottom line. This went national. The governor was on national television today. Coming up on Local 4 News at 6, we'll take a look at that and what that all means as the state goes forward. Reporting live from Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Okay, Rod.
Now he said, where's her mask? I don't know what's wrong with these people. All I know is they dweebs. Dweebs. Dweeb. I'm gonna bring that song back. Let's get on to another story here. Where are we at now? She said, you're dweeb. Dweeb.
Hello again, everybody. Apologies in advance. There's some serious wind. This is a quick update. We just had bad tornadoes last night in the Chattanooga area, and it's caused a lot of heartache and a lot of destruction, but independently of that, there's also been a lot of rain. And I am back out here at the hang glider place, but I wanted you to see what it looks like when the flooding is extreme in this area. Take a look at that. That is epically bad flooding. And I think that it is going to take a while to come down. Evidently, part of the storm had 7 inches of rain per hour kind of rain rates. But you can see that flooding is all the way.
Come on, man. I know. Seriously. Like we did with this camera. Can y'all see the lens? See how the lens is cracked? Excuse me. You right, where's her mask? She said, dweeb. Dweeb. Commercials.
Several banks in our area are having issues with their mobile app because we're told so many people are swamping them trying to see if they got their stimulus check. So what do you do with the money? Oh, it depends on your situation. We talked to a financial expert who said, do not try to pay off all debts at once. Don't put it in savings, and do not make any unnecessary purchases. Things like food, rent, and utilities, those should be at the top of the list, and the rest should go into the bank. Also, you might want to get professional advice before you invest any of that money.
Just like on a roller coaster, when things start to get a little bit rough, the answer is not to jump out mid-ride. It's to tighten the safety belt a little bit and see this through to the end.
If you haven't already received your stimulus check, direct deposits will show up in your account in the next few weeks. People receiving a check in the mail will get theirs later this year.
So later this year. God damn. Who needed them? Oh. As virus hits South America, Brazil's president mocks a threat. South America is struggling to stop the CV from spreading, and cases in countries like Brazil and Ecuador are largely being underreported, researchers say. Brazil has reported more than 25,000 cases, but researchers believe the real number could be 10 times higher. Protecting Brazil's poorest neighborhoods is often a do-it-yourself project. Locals were seen fumigating on their own, and makers of carnival costumes are sewing medical scrubs. Even as cases spike, the country's autocratic president, Jair Bolsonaro, continues to mock the virus threat, posting on YouTube cheery appearances at donut shops and glad-handed with supporters. Just 2 countries over in Ecuador, Ecuador's largest city, Guayaquil, nearly 2,000 bodies have reportedly been collected for burial. Some in cardboard caskets, many were left in the streets for days. This is a generational event, Dr. Luis Yupes told CBS News correspondent Manuel Bourgeois from Guayaquil's largest hospital. We never lived through an emergency like this. The biggest problem, he said, is that when social distancing was requested, people didn't take it as seriously as they should have. Many found social distancing impossible, said Alexandra Mancado, director of the organization CARE in Ecuador. People cannot afford to stay in their houses if they have no income, she said. Mercado said Latin America's severe inequalities, poor social safety net, and fragile infrastructure were all laid bare in Guayaquil, a warning for the region as the virus spreads. If our governors don't provide examples and have clear messages that the population should stick to, it's more difficult to ensure a rapid outcome of the situation, she said. That was it. Proposed bill would pay Americans $2,000 a month until economy bounces back from coronavirus. A pair of House Democrats proposed a new bill that would pay Americans who are 16 years of age and older $2,000 a month until the economy bounces back from the CV crisis. Representative Tim Ryan of Ohio and Representative Roca of California are pushing a new bill titled the Emergency Money for the People Act. Are you old enough to drive a car? Anyone old enough to drive a car will be paid $2,000 each month. Those who earn under $130,000 will receive cash payments from the federal government for at least 6 months. The economic impact of this virus is unprecedented for our country, as millions of Americans file for unemployment week after week. We have to work quickly to patch the dam. That means putting cash in the hands of hardworking families, Ryan said in the release. Many Ohioans are just receiving or about to receive the first cash payment we passed in the CARES Act. Now it's time for Congress to get to work on the next step to provide relief for those who been hit hardest in this pandemic. Connor added, a one-time $1,200 check isn't going to cut it. Americans need sustained cash infusions for the duration of this crisis in order to come out on the other side alive, healthy, and ready to go back to work. Members on both sides of the aisle are finally coming together around the idea of sending money out to people. Representative Ryan and I are urging leadership to include this bill in the fourth COVID relief package for truly supporting the American class. The payments will not count as income in order to protect the eligibility of any income-based state or federal government assistance programs, according to Ryan and Kiana. Well over 80 Americans are expected to receive a stimulus deposit by the end of this week. Some Americans could see a delay in their paper checks after the Treasury Department ordered that President Donald Trump's name be included on the printed checks. Chad Hooper, national president of the IRS-founded Professional Managers Association, PMA, told Yahoo Money that reprogramming historically has led to the delays. Our team at IRS always works very diligent to mitigate and minimize those delays. This is boring. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here because I am tired. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll be on early tomorrow, probably between 8 and 10 o'clock. I'll be on early tomorrow. So I hope to see y'all soon. All right. Let me go to sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have a better show. The Bible study will be tomorrow. So be looking out for the notification. Keep checking back and make sure I'm still here. Y'all have a great night. Thanks to everybody who watched. And I will see y'all later on. I am dead tired. Y'all have a good one. Peace, everybody. Wanted to come on here and give y'all something.